Welcome, everybody. I'm fellow chamber member and recent Leadership Kenosha graduate Ed Egan. We would like to welcome you to the Chamber's Maximizing Your Membership session, a quarterly meeting for new, existing, and prospective members. We are sponsored today by Leadership Kenosha. You'll be hearing more about what Leadership Kenosha has to offer in a couple slides from now. But if you have an interest in sponsoring a future Maximizing Your Membership session, please contact the Chamber outside of this meeting for more details. And so thanks again for joining, and let me set the stage for today's session. All right, so we're going to be going to about 8:45 for the content-wise today. We're going to do a little opening and some organizational overview of the Chamber. We're going to talk about personal and professional development. We're going to talk about the services offered and the upcoming events. During Realize, we'll do open discussion and meet and greet between 8:45 and 9 o'clock. What we're going to give you is an optional 15 seconds per person to introduce your name and yourself and your name and your business tagline. And Realize Zoom's going to remain active till 9:30 to allow for further interaction. So and realize that the long-term plan here is to evolve this to a hybrid meeting where we'd have an in-person option and a virtual option. As far as the open discussion goes for later today, let me just model the intro that we'll do. All right, so I'm Ed Egan of EE Workplace Solutions. We offer business coaching and training that aligns your teams and your employees with your business strategy. We help you save time, solve problems, and drive team engagement. All right, so let's cover some Zoom best practices here. We're going to ask everybody please to default to mute to limit the background noise. And if you have a question, use the chat feature to ask the question and allow our moderator to introduce the question. We have Mike Mertz from the Chamber staff moderating the questions right now. Also, feel free to raise and lower your hand if needed. And Mike will let me know that someone's raised their hand and there's an interjection point that we have to happen. Also realize too, maybe utilize the open forum at the end of the session to clarify your questions that you might have. The chat feature can be found on the Zoom toolbar, generally found on the bottom of the screen, and the raise your hand can usually be found in the reactions section of it as well. All right, so we'll be covering a lot of information in a short amount of time today. So please know that there are 3 key themes we're going to be focusing on. We're going to be talking about utilizing or selling products and services. We're going to talk about growing your network, and we're going to talk about teaching and learning from others. And right now, I'd like to give a special thank to the members below who helped us on the design of this meeting. That was Matt from Flip the Script, Kenny from Harper Financial and Tax and Literacy, and Greg Lacoste from RF Whitmire, Personal Injury Law. So appreciate the feedback that those folks gave us during the design process. And realize today's presentation is aligned to the Chamber's website. So on most slides, you'll see a reference arrow. So feel free to follow along and favorite the respective pages as we go along. You'll see the arrow with the page number, with the page title, and also the drop down of where you can find the information. Before moving on, I would like to cover this special note with you. Realize that employees of a member's business are eligible for the Chamber's services and offerings as well. So if you have an employee who has a child prepping for college, you might pay attention to the scholarship slide we'll be covering. And you have an employee or a family member who wants to develop or utilize their skills to make an impact in the community, whether it be networking, sales, or community relations, see the ambassador slide we'll be covering it for potential opportunities. As mentioned at the start, one can sponsor this session. And with that, I would like to welcome today's sponsor, Leadership Kenosha. So let me introduce you to Leadership Kenosha Steering Committee member and Chamber Board member, Trisha Kamosi-Knamuth of Kamosi Construction. Trisha, take it away.
Thanks, Ed. Like I said, my name is Trisha. I am a 4th generation Kamosi, and I work at my family construction firm. I'm also on the board of directors, and I'm a Leadership Kenosha graduate and on the steering committee. So what is Leadership Kenosha? It is a 9-month program, and it's really designed to recruit promising leaders and help prepare them for positions of public influence and decision-making in the Kenosha area. The program provides a unique learning environment through a curriculum where participants will strengthen their leadership skills, foster community service, and develop a sense of community trusteeship. And a lot of this has to do with getting out and actually seeing and doing things that you normally wouldn't be able to do generally. So you get to go to a farm, see how the farm operates. You get to go behind the scenes at the correctional center. You get to meet with the mayor. There's a lot of really fun things you get to do. I grew up in Kenosha my whole life, and I still got so much out of this experience, even knowing what Kenosha has to offer. So if anybody's interested in potentially still getting into this session, I know it just closed for registration, but I think if we have another spot, we would definitely still be taking applications. So if you have questions at the end, you feel free to ask me.
All right, thanks, Trisha. All right, we're gonna have a little fun right now. We're gonna spin the wheel of names and see who will be the lucky recipient of 50 chamber dollars. as I set this up, Lou, would you, as I get ready to set this up, could you please explain to the callers today of what chamber dollars represent?
Chamber dollars are basically internal funds that you could use for going to events or use for getting your expo booth or business to business expo booth. Whatever chamber events have a cost, you could use the chamber dollars to offset that. So good luck, and we'll see who wins.
Let's see what we get here. All your names were entered. All the registrants' names were entered. And it looks like we have Gonorrhea Realty. So congratulations. This chamber staff for the representative from Gonorrhea who's on the call today. The chamber staff will be in contact with you related to that.
Cool. Congratulations.
Yeah. So, all right. Share screen 2. All right. I also want to make you aware that there will be a follow-up survey sent after this session. Those that take it by July 30th this year will be also entered into a raffle for 50 chamber dollars as well. So once again, thanks for the chamber for having chamber dollars and being able to be willing to hand these out as part of this session. All right, let's meet the staff. All right, so the chamber has a 4-person staff that's in place to help your business succeed. All right, there's administrative, Norma Taylor, who's on the call today, Mike Mertz, who's in the marketing section, Emily, who's the memberships and events coordinator, and Lou Molitor, who's the president and CEO. Lou, could you please talk about how the membership can locate you or contact you?
Well, they can certainly give us a call at 262-654-1234. If you listen to the automatic attendant, it'll give you extension numbers that you can get a hold of us, or you could get us via email. Usually it's our first name and then at kenosha-area-chamber.com, or you can go to our website. You can see us and send us a note. So there's a lot of ways that you can get us in contact with us. We appreciate any feedback from membership, ideas, suggestions, praises. You can keep the criticisms to yourself. No, I'm just kidding. We'll take criticisms too, but whatever we can to improve our services to our members.
Okay, thank you, Lou. And realize Lou is going to be retiring here. So Trisha, would you be able to give a little talk about Lou?
Yeah. First of all, I just want to thank Lou for everything. I've known Lou a long time. My dad was on the chamber board. Lou helped me even get a internship with the chamber when I was in college. So Lou's done a lot for me, but I know he's done a lot more for this community. So Ed made this great slide, and Lou always talks about the 3 T's: time, treasure, and talent. So time, this is how long he spent at the chamber, which is October 2008 until at the end of August, which is his official retirement date. His treasure is helping business succeed by connecting and supporting local resources through the chamber. And then his talent was always ethical and value best practices for leadership. He actually does an ethical business ethics section in our Leadership Kenosha program. If any of you are interested in attending the golf outing, we're going to have a little celebration for him at the end at the Kenosha Country Club. So again, Lou, thanks for everything. You've done a great service to Kenosha. So thanks again.
All right. Appreciate that. Thanks, Trisha. Thank you, Lou. Lou, would you like to introduce David Strash, who's going to be coming on board?
Absolutely. First of all, thanks, Trisha, for the kind words, and for everybody that has given me some kind words over the last couple of weeks. Leaving is bittersweet, but hey, it's time to pass the baton on down. Coming aboard is Dave Strash. Dave has been involved with the chamber for a long time. In fact, I think he's been involved with the chamber as a volunteer before I came aboard in 2008. He's past board chair, served on many committees, including Expo and other committees. A great resource person as far as the Kenosha community. He knows a lot about the community. He's going to hit the ground running, maintaining the chamber's mission of connecting our members to the greater business community. So Dave, welcome. We look forward to you starting on July 19th, which is coming up real quick. And I'm sure that throughout your first couple of months, you'll be introduced to a lot of members. So welcome aboard, David.
All right, thank you, Lou. All right, the chamber is also supported by a board of directors. Trisha, can you speak to the role of a chamber board member?
Yeah, definitely. So these are our board of directors. I'm sure maybe some of you know a few, one or two maybe. We are currently sitting at 18. We actually just welcomed 2 new board of directors this past year, Kristen Hoffman from Herzing University and Tamara Coleman from the Shalom Center. Our responsibility as is a voluntary position. It's to help plan, organize, and oversee the wide variety of services and events that the chamber provides to its members and community and help guide the staff along the way. If this type of role is something that you think you'd be interested in the future, please reach out to any of us. I'm going to put my contact information in the chat, and we could definitely either talk about what the board offers or what other opportunities for voluntary options there are as well. So I'll put my contact information in the chat.
Okay, thank you for that. One technical difficulty here, 1 second here. All right, you should be seeing the screen again on full screen, correct?
Yeah.
All right. All right, Trisha, can you also talk about what an ambassador does for the organization?
So along with our board of directors, we have the ambassador program. These individuals, I would say, are the bread and butter of what keeps the chamber going. They are volunteers from the community that are the champions of the chamber. They are the ones you see daily interacting with our community at all of our events, groundbreakings, business after 5s, business before 9s. They also sit on a lot of our subcommittees. We would not be where we are today without them, and we're always looking to expand. So if you think that this is something you'd be interested in, we're looking to grow our ambassadors, and I could definitely put you in contact with Amanda Blummel or Wendy, who's really, they kind of head up the ambassador program. So if anybody else is interested in something like that, again, I'll be happy to get you in contact with them.
Okay, thank you. All right, Lou, could you please share a little bit about how members can achieve return on investment from their membership?
Well, throughout my tenure here at the chamber, I've often used this analogy of joining a chamber is like joining a health club. You don't lose weight or get in shape just because you join. You lose weight and get in shape because you use all the equipment. If you use the equipment that the chamber offers, the business after 5s, the networking, the promotional activity, and so forth, you attend the events, you get involved in some leadership activities, that's when your business will get in shape and grow. As you can see from the ROI sales calendar, if you engage 100 people throughout your year and you convert them to customers, and the average value of each customer acquired is $100, you can see where you can get your dues paid automatically just by getting a few members. So our lowest dues are $290. We have, that's for most businesses, 15 members or less. But again, once you join the chamber, get involved like you are right today with this event. And that way you can start growing your business by using our equipment.
Great, thank you, Lou. And as for people that joined, if you have any ROI success stories that from your time as part of being a chamber member, feel free to share them. We would determine the best way to promote it and promote you. For example, this next slide here, we're going to talk about an ROI spotlight and success story at Herzing University. Let me ask, is Kristen Hoffman on the line? Trisha, can you check the participant list?
I checked a little bit ago and I really don't see Kristen. I'm guessing not on today.
Would you be willing to cover this and based on what about Herzing?
Yeah, so I'm sure a lot of you know that Herzing has been a very big part of the community, I would say the last few years, but more specifically, I mean, I've seen them around in the community now more so than ever. Jeff Hill is a gracious sponsor of the chamber. They do a lot for the chamber. They sponsor all of our events, and they really do see the benefit of what the chamber has to offer by just getting involved, having their C-suite level people sit on boards and just be out and about. What else do they, is that about it? I can't really think of.
No, that's it. And then as you realize, Kristen Hoffman from Herzing University is on the board of directors. So if anyone has any questions for Kristen, feel free to reach out to the chamber and we can contact you with her. realizing that that Herzing has also got, nursing, healthcare, public safety, business technology, and legal study courses as well. And they also do have some virtual engagement sessions taking place, and one actually starts today online and then the rest of this week. So if you're interested in learning more about Herzing, you can jump on their Facebook page and register for those events. So thank you for covering that, Trisha. All right, how about staying up to date? Luke, can you talk a little bit about the events calendar that the chamber has on the website?
Absolutely. If you go to our website, as you can see from the arrow pointing there to events, I'm going to do that right now and come up with our events calendar. As you see, it lets you go month to month and highlight a day and see what events are going on. Ribbon cuttings, grand openings, networking events, special educational events. If you have an event for your business or organization that you'd like to put on our calendar, we'd be more than happy to oblige chamber members with that. So it's a great tool to use so that you can stay up to date as to what's going on in the chamber world in Kenosha.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for Lou. And realize we have 2 upcoming ribbon cuttings this month, July 23rd and July 29th. Feel free as a member to stop out, meet your fellow chamber members through one of these events. So, all right. There's also a business directory on the website, and it's just titled Business Directory. Realize recently we've combined this down to 12 business sectors. So your business will fall into one of these sectors. It's very important that we ask members to work with the chamber to stay up to date, keep your information up to date. If something changes, let the chamber know, and they'll make the updates. This business directory is very simple to operate. You can just pretty much go in and type in a keyword, whether it be your name, someone's business name, or some type of service you're looking for, and it's going to bring you up some multiple hits of what you're looking for there. One thing we really like to promote about the business directory is that sometimes support and shop your fellow members by searching here first, right? So maybe before going on Google to look for a part or a piece of a service, type it into the business directory, see if there's someone here, contact and do member-to-member business with that. So realize the business directory, a great way to learn about other businesses and see who's in the same sector as you as well.
So Ed, if I may just add, the chamber promotes a culture of doing business with chamber members. So wherever we can refer a chamber member to another chamber member business, we will. We ask that all of our members do business with each other. That's how our chamber grows.
Great, thank you, Luke. On the website too, we also have a resources tab that has some trusted resources for education and mentorship in the area. We actually have one on the line with us today from the Small Business Development Center, Barbara Fisher-Galley. Barb, could you maybe speak to a little bit of what the SBDC does for the local area?
Sure, you can hear me.
Yep.
We have problems with the Zoom here. Yes, what we do is we help businesses, startup businesses, business already, somebody that's thinking about selling their business, one-on-one consulting, pretty much specialize in projections, financials, business plan writing. So if you know of anybody that's in either of those categories, reach out to us. Also, anybody that are members in like the bank, credit union, we'd be happy to talk to your bank about what we could do to help your clients.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barb, for sharing that. Realize also Wisconsin Women's Business Initiative Corporation is another trusted resource out there. Lou, anything else that you know about the trusted resources in the area that you'd like to add?
I think that we try to give businesses the information they need in order for them to do their job and to do their business. So come to this page and look at these resources. You get great educational resources, legal and political type of resources in case you need some help from the government and so forth. So it's a great page to visit to help your business grow.
Okay, thank you, Lou. All right, let's move into the personal and professional development section, once again sponsored by Leadership Kenosha. All right, Lou, could you talk a little bit about the active networking groups in place that the chamber has?
Right, we have a number of them. We have a Connect for Success that meets on Mondays and Fridays. You can look at our calendar for the time that they have. Carrie Weber of Temps Now is our facilitator. We have a nonprofit networking group that meets. Guida Brown from the Hope Council. It meets on the third Wednesday at noon, usually here at the chamber, although they may go someplace else sometimes. These are small, intimate groups that do a lot of networking. They bring guests to their meetings so they can build their networking base. A lot of business opportunities and contacts, potential customers are obtained from these networking groups. We are looking to expand our networking group base. If you are interested in starting a networking group down the road, give us a call at the chamber. We'd be more than happy to talk to you. So,
Thank you, Lou. All right, Lou, can you please share some details on the scholarship fund?
well, we have a number of opportunities for our members to acquire scholarships, either for their children or for themselves. Each year, the chamber is fortunate to be able to give at least 4 scholarships of $2,500 each to graduating Kenosha County high school seniors. This year is no exception. We gave away 4 recently. And sometimes if we have a great golf outing or a great fundraising, we can give a little more, but this year it is 4. We also have opportunities for adult learners to get scholarships. One of them is through a great partnership we have with Herzing University and also with Temple Kenosha. In fact, they just did their interview process, and I'm sure are going to announce their winners of the scholarship pretty soon. So, usually we ask that you fill out an application. You must have a connection with the chamber, either through an employer or yourself or a parent's or guardian's employer. But it's a great way to help pay for that additional education that you need.
Thank you, Lou.
I see a question that what is Temple Kenosha? It's an organization. Is someone here from Temple? It's a women's organization. Is anybody here a member of Temple? I guess I'm not really the best to explain what it is, but it is an organization of professional women here in Kenosha that meet and do some fundraising and give away not only some scholarships, but do some service to its members and to the business community.
Okay.
I'll put a link to their website in the chat box in case you want more information.
Great. Thank you, Trisha. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Lou. Thanks, Trisha. All right, let's move into the services offered section. Once again, sponsored by Leadership Kenosha. Lou, could you talk about the spotlight on Kenosha County businesses?
Well, I've had the pleasure over the years to make radio stars of a number of our members. Our Spotlight series is a Friday morning live interview. Before the pandemic, we did it in person at the radio station. Now the radio station has moved a little bit, so we do it via a telephone interview, but it's still live. It's really a value for our members. For I think it's $210 right now. You not only get 24 on-air, 30-second on-air promotions the week of your interview, but you get a live 15-minute interview on the radio and a podcast that you could link to your website for additional marketing afterwards. Many people have commented to me that they have gotten good business from this show. Many more tell me that people hear them on the radio, and that's always kind of a pleasure. So if you're interested in being on the radio for this promotion, give us a call at the chamber, give me a call, or send me an email at lou@kenosha-area-chamber.com, and we'll be sure to schedule you. We do have some openings now coming up in August. So the next radio show will be, I believe, the 23rd of July, and I'm going to use that show to spotlight our new CEO. That'll be a show for Dave. So give us a call.
All right. Thanks, Lou. Lou, could you talk about the certificates of origin service?
One of the things that chambers do historically for hundreds and hundreds of years is been a source of verification for exporters to verify that whatever they're exporting is on the ship or on the train, and that it's for the country that it's going to verify that it is made in America or coming from America. It used to be that businesses would give the chamber a hand copy of a certificate of origin and a manifest. We'd stamp it, and then they'd go back to the business, and then they have to mail it out to their end use customer. Now we have what we call electronic certificates of origin. We can do that all electronically. The business can send us their certificate of origin. We can stamp it electronically, and it goes right away to their end user. We have a reasonable price for that. $20 for the first 30 of those, $15 for each one for members. If you're not a member, it is more costly, but this is a great benefit if your business does a lot of exporting.
Okay. Thanks, Lou. All right, let's move into the community events. Once again, sponsored by Leadership Kenosha. All right, so as we head towards 22, we're going to be utilizing technology to educate, build relationships, and enable in-person interactions. So the process isn't designed now, but we can share the intent and some initial guidelines. So really going to be moving towards a virtual education format with some lunch and learns, right? I mean, there might be some breakfast ones, or might be some evening ones, whatever. But realize, starting off with the lunch and learn, as I mentioned, right, too, utilizing Zoom to get people together, engage, make connections, build on that, and ultimately drive that in-person interaction and engagement. Some of the criteria here that we're going to ask if you would be interested in hosting a lunch and learn would be make it educational, not a sales push, right? Make sure the content applies to multiple membership sectors of the chamber. And we'd also ask you to draft your preferred marketing material as well, the images and text and stuff that you want to see posted out there. We will be looking for people that have partnerships and they want to do educate people in partnership with somebody else. So think about, can you align and deliver with a fellow business member in the chamber? Can you pull in the knowledge of a chamber ambassador or a board member and help them while you design, and have them help you design it for the delivery? And then ultimately, for how to engage this would be, we have a form on the website on the under the forms tab, which allows you to put your information in there. What you can do from there, you would expect to hear from a committee that will be reviewing it. And then we would ask you to conduct a concept review and a dry run and to kind of schedule the meeting. So once again, if you have a passion for educating your fellow members, think about what type of short topics you could highlight and how you could get that out there to them, and fill out that form on the website. And we'll be looking forward to seeing who wants to help with the education of the membership here. So thank you. All right, Trisha, can you talk about the in-person networking that takes place?
So on the website, you could see where the forums are located. But if you're interested in sponsorship packages for any of these, so this Thursday, actually, we have our first Business Before 9 in quite some time. So Business Before 9s and Business After 5s are just time for the community, the business community, get together, network, and we like to offer them at different times of the day because we know that people sometimes can't always make it after dinner or after work or even in the morning. So come and check that out at the Kenosha Public Library from 7 to 9. On Thursday. Also, Public is having a networking event on October 14th, probably for Oktoberfest would be my guess. Herzing on the 26th of August will be having a networking event, and then our annual meeting will be in October this year at the 20th, and I think the location is still to be determined. So check out all of our upcoming events, and I'm sure as things start to reopen more, we will also be adding more, so stay tuned.
Okay, thank you, Trisha. Lou, can you talk a little bit about what Expo, the Health and Home Show?
Hey, Expo is one of our it is our signature event. We've done it for many, many years. Many of you may remember our Expo at the University of Wisconsin Parkside that we have for a 2-day event on Saturday and Sunday. Well, this year, because of the pandemic, we weren't able to have that big event, so we actually held it outside on June 19th. It was started off to be a pretty scary weather day, but it turned out to be a beautiful day. And we had, I think, 60, 65 or so vendors. It was a little difficult to get a gauge on the attendance, but it was probably somewhere between 500 and 1,000 people that did attend. From my feedback that I got from the vendors, it was a good quality time for talking to potential customers. Something that they could do maybe a little bit better than they could do when they have 150 vendors at Parkside. So they appreciated it, they enjoyed it. We had the Great Kenosha raffle going on. we raised a little bit of money for our scholarship fund. People, the Great Kenosha Raffle is one of our main funding sources for that scholarship fund. Next year, we hope to, at least we're considering, and we're probably going to do this, hope to return to our indoor 2-day expo, hopefully at the University of Wisconsin Parkside or perhaps another place, but we'll see. But look at our website for upcoming information. And if anybody's interested in serving on our expo committee, we're always looking for volunteers.
Thank you, Lou. Lou, could you talk about the scholarship charter fishing outing?
Absolutely. I put a little note in the chat that we have one coming up. It's in a couple of weeks. On July 30th, the boats are boarded at noon, head out for fishing, return around 5 o'clock, and then we go over to the boathouse for a celebration. So those that caught the largest fish can get their accolades. Those that caught the smallest fish can tell fish stories. But all in all, we have a great time. It's sponsored by Snap-on Platinum Systems, and we're looking at right now. I think we have 5 boats that we have filled. I think we have 7 that we're able to get. Even more if people want to fish. So if you're interested in bringing some of your employees or friends to go fishing, it's a great opportunity to catch the big one, and all proceeds will help fund our scholarship fund.
Okay. Thank you, Lou. Trisha, can you talk about the Scholarship Golf Classic?
Yeah, on August 30th at the Kenosha Country Club, we are holding our annual scholarship golf outing. We still have some sponsorship opportunities available, but I would like to highlight something new that most of us probably haven't seen before. The Chamber has teamed up with VCaddy to offer other sponsorship opportunities through video of the course. So basically what it is each hole will have a scannable QR code that will pop up a video with an overview of the hole, club suggestions, and even potential hazards that will have sponsor branding on each of these videos. And if you have questions about the sponsoring opportunities that VCaddy offers, or have more questions about the golf outing in general, you could either reach out to me or the Chamber.
Okay. Thank you, Trisha. All right, let's talk about an engagement summary here, right? So we covered a lot of information in a short amount of time. So let's just to recap. If you're looking to sell products and services, one of the first things you can look at, maybe the most impactful one, but prepare for and attend Expo, as Lou just talked about. It's one of the, it's a signature event, generates a lot of business for members. You can look to host or sponsor an in-person networking event, as Trisha talked about. You can also look to advertise on our Friday morning WLIP radio spot, as Lou mentioned. And as you mentioned too, with the podcast, once that's done, a couple days after you've done your interview on your radio spot, that podcast becomes available for you to share with your social media networks. If you're looking to grow your network, attend the in-person events. So seeing that events calendar, if you're going to be in Kenosha or you're going to be in the area that day, always a good idea just to check the calendar. You might be walking right into a ribbon cutting. You might be right in that same area. You can look to join an event committee. All members are eligible to join event committees and able to give their input and help be part of the planning process. Opens you up to a lot more people that you might see that you might not have seen before. Or you can also look to just volunteer at an event. If you see something coming up and something a passion of yours, reach out to the Chamber and ask to volunteer. If you're looking to engage and share with fellow members, becoming an ambassador is one of the best spots to start, right? You will be very heavily involved in a lot of the planning activities and a lot of the events taking place. You can also just review the business directory and reach out and stop in and say hi. Good practice, as I mentioned, right? Looking at the business directory first before you look at elsewhere for some products or services. Or as we mentioned too, you can offer to host a virtual learning session and maybe partner up with someone, maybe whether in the membership, someone you know, someone you don't know, and try to educate the membership on some of your skills and knowledge that you might have as part of your business. As you can see, I'd like to thank our session sponsor, Leadership Kenosha. As you can see, right, connections are made through team building, community learning, and lasting relationships, right? So as Trisha mentioned, she was a graduate, I'm a graduate. There's multiple graduates in the Chamber membership that have gone through this program. Very impactful program. So if you have any questions about Leadership Kenosha, don't hesitate to reach out. Don't hesitate to research the website on the About section. And as we talk about session sponsorship, right, at the top of the slide, you'll see the 5 places of brand incorporation. So if you're thinking about trying to engage members through sponsoring this session, It can be a great opportunity to promote your business and how your business is impacting the community and the mission. So you get the logo on the opening slide, you get a logo on this slide, you get 2 minutes to introduce your business and the community impact you're making. We'd give you transition slide branding and a closing slide thank you message as well. Realize there will be some criteria around it, but for $300 to be able to put yourself in front of people, it might be an opportunity of another way to promote your business. All right, so we're going to do an open call right now. Before we get into the meet and greet, I'd like to just pause for questions and comments or clarifications that anyone has. And once we move into the meet and greet, I'll do an orderly based off the chat participant list, and we'll go around the room. But so let's, Mike, any questions or comments that came in through chat that need to be covered?
Nope, no questions.
Okay. Anyone want to add a question right now at this point?
We must have did a good job there, Ed.
So, all right. So let me, if you feel free to, what I would say is in the chat reaction box, if you feel free to raise your hand if you want to introduce yourself. I know not some people might have to go and move on to another meeting, but if you want to introduce yourself, please raise your hand and I'll work myself down the chat box here and what we'll do is we'll take it off the screen share so we can see each other's faces here and see the gallery view. And so I'm going to work down the list on the top, and I see we have a Doug Williams. Doug, you want to give a 15-second introduction on yourself and your business?
Sure thing. So my name is Doug Williams. I'm with OneClick. We provide voice over IP phone services. We do managed services, managed IT services, web hosting, and site creation.
Okay, thank you. Let's see tell you what, I'll go around the corner of the room right now because I'm not seeing too many hands. Joana, go ahead. I see your hand is raised.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm Joana with Joana's Digital Images. I'm a portrait and event photographer, and I also do photo restoration. So I restore old photographs. If you have any old family photographs that have had some damage over the years, I scan them and I digitally restore them. And I photograph all kinds of all kinds of things. But I've done some work for the chamber. But I specialize in families and children and small events, especially. It's just so important. If you have a family birthday party or you have an anniversary party, just have somebody else to come and take the pictures so that you can be in the pictures. So that's basically what I do.
Okay, great. And I'm going to change it up here as far as on the not having the hand raises. If your camera's on, I'm going to ask you if you'd like to share. If you don't, just feel free to say just pass. But so I'm going to move over to Mark Hoffman right now.
Thanks, Ed. So I'm Mark Hoffman. I am the owner of CMIT Solutions of Southeast Wisconsin. Like Doug with OneClick, we provide IT services. I like to tell people I take the SH out of their IT.
All right.
That's great. That's fantastic.
And then Trisha, you're next up. Do you want to recap who you are again?
Yeah, sure. Trisha Camozzi with Camozzi Construction. I do marketing and business development. We are a construction manager, general contractor, cost consultant, and design builder, and we build mostly commercial municipal projects. So lots of fire stations, police stations, school districts, park districts, all that type of stuff. So if you have any questions about it just kind of happened that I noticed that there was a electrician in here. So it was easy for me to say, hey, let's make sure we're on each other's bidders list. So Justin and I think we'll try to connect sometime later this week. So that's just kind of how this works, which is really nice. And that's why I love the chamber. So
next up in the squares, Lou Malter. We learned a little bit about Lou. How about we all give a round of applause for his service?
Thank you.
Lou, congratulations. It's been a pleasure working with you all this time. So, and the impact you've made on the community and the business community is going to be everlasting. So thank you for that. All right. Any final words you want to say, Lou, or do you?
No, you've heard me enough today. So
we're going to highlight the next one I see on my screen. That's Mike Mertz. He's the Chamber's market. Mike, give it a wave here. Mike can be found at the chamber staff. Mike does a lot of the, if you see the beautiful publications that come out from the chamber, Mike's got a big hand in that. So Mike, I know you got a little voice issue going on today. Anything you want to say or just want to pass on that?
You can keep going.
All right.
Hey,
All
Mike,
right.
pleasure to meet you virtually.
You too.
All right. The next one I see here is Emily. Emily's our membership and events coordinator. Emily, I know you got some voice issues going on as well. Anything you want to cover today and say hello? Move on. All right. Then I'm seeing Barbara Fisher Gallery. Barbara, we heard about you from the SBDC section there. Anything else you want to cover?
I know there's some new people, so that joined us late. So, quick card from the SBDC. We're out at UW Parkside. We help businesses start up through one-on-one consulting. We do business plans, work on financials.
Okay. Thanks, Barbara. And I see Jeffrey Johnston. Jeff, you want to introduce yourself?
Morning, everybody. Jeff Johnston, Selective Hearing Centers. My wife and I own and operate our clinic. We test hearing and fit hearing aids. We like to say we clear up life's little misunderstandings. We provide something no one wants to admit they need, but it's worth it. If you're over 50, come get a free hearing evaluation. No pressure consultation. Thanks for the meeting this morning.
You're welcome. All right. Next up I see is Martin Edelberg.
Good morning, Marty Edelberg, Electronic Merchant Systems. I want to focus on what Lou said earlier about the chamber working with its own members to do business together. I've had the pleasure of working with him for the last year and a quarter. That's how I've done my business. My company's Electronic Merchant Systems, focusing on credit card processing, but a little different. I don't really sell, I educate people. That's my own background as a teacher. I ask people to provide me with a statement to do a rate review. If people tell me they're in love with their current processor, God knows why, unless they're a mother, brother, or sister. If I give a lower rate, give it to them, see if they'll need it. If not, come back to me. We do web design, e-commerce, gift card programs, and merchant funding. I belong to 6 chambers, is how I get my referrals. So I'm really interested in working out partnerships with any of you. When we meet, it's not to sell you or you to sell me, but it's to get to know each other and how we can help each other. Marty Edelberg, Electronic Merchant Systems.
All right. Thanks, Martin. Let's go to Stephanie from MKE, Milwaukee Airport.
All right, let's see if I can unmute. Cool. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having us. I'm one of the marketing and public relations coordinators for the airport in Milwaukee. I don't think I really have to explain what we are. I guess you guys all probably know. But excited to be a part of the Kenosha Chamber of Commerce. We've actually been members for a while, just trying to find more ways to expand and do more. We've recently announced lots of new airlines and flights, so that's kind of why we're trying to spread the word, and you'll probably see us more involved in these. So thank you so much for having us, and it is great to meet all of you. So thanks.
All right, you're welcome. All right, Lynn Zykowski, I believe, right?
Hi, yeah, Lynn Zagowski. Yep. I'm with Upper Iowa University. Real quick, we started going on about 20 years ago at Elkhorn, and then we expanded to Racine, and then we started offering classes in the Kenosha area. And we have a really close partnership with Gateway Technical College. That's actually where my offices are located, at the Racine campus and the Elkhorn campus. But again, we do work closely with Kenosha students as well. And the main focus, I'm going to say most of the students I work with are adult learners who have credits from Gateway or from any college. And we transfer a very generous amount into our many different bachelor's degrees. And we do offer some master's degrees as well. And so we're just trying to let people know we're here, and we are small, we're private, not for profit, but we're here and we offer a lot of opportunities. So nice to meet you.
Thank you, Lynn. Justin Silva.
Thank you, Ed. Good morning, everyone. I am with Lemberg Electric. We're out of Brookfield, Wisconsin. I work in the signage division, which is exterior and interior signage. Forgive me if I sound a little sick. I am right now. We also have 3 other divisions: the electrical, construction, data and communication, and solar and wind. So we work predominantly in the state of Wisconsin, but my territory is Racine, Oak Creek, Kenosha, and just northern Illinois territory. And again, I work in the exterior and interior signage, so we cover the whole gamut when it comes to electrical signage to ADA signage. And we've been established since 1943, so been a while, around a while, and here to serve the community. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Justin. How about Carl from Society's Assets?
Sure, thank you. And once again, congratulations, Lou. Society Assets is a nonprofit. We serve 5 counties in southeastern Wisconsin. We have an office in Kenosha. So we are a resource for people with disabilities. Some of those resources we do in-home care. We have a loan library in our Kenosha office. People thinking about buying hearing aids or purchase, they can try it out free. It's a free loan library. We do life skills in the schools, in the high schools in Kenosha. We give scholarships, kind of like the chamber does, but these are individuals with disabilities who want to continue education. We also do home assessments. So if people want to contract, they need to modify bathrooms, whatnot. So yeah, we're pretty big operation as a nonprofit, volunteer board. Over 75% of them have disabilities. Our staff, over 50% of them have a disability. So yep, we're proud to be part of the chamber.
Okay, thank you, Carl. Looks like Maria from James Hamlin and Company.
Hi, last name is pronounced Kasha. Hi, Maria from James Hamlin and Company. We are an accounting firm. We do personal accounting as well as business advisors, so we can help plan and advise on a monthly basis, get you set up for success. We also have payroll services. We're based out of Antioch, Illinois, but we have offices in Lake Zurich as well as here in Kenosha. Have been around for over 57 years. It's a family-owned business. So this past year and a half has certainly been busy and interesting, but we're staying on top of everything and advising clients along the way. So if anybody has any need or any questions about anything, feel free to reach out to me.
Okay, thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
Let's go to Robert Moore.
Hey guys, how's it going today? My name is Robert Moore with 4D Business Group. I run a social media marketing and business consulting company. We provide social media, creative strategy, business consulting, and content marketing. Our 4D stand for drive, dedication, determination, which equals diligence in the marketplace. We believe that we can create the culture to, the power to create culture inside of that business or whatnot. So I am always looking to network and just learn as much as I possibly can from each and every one of you guys. This is my first time in the kind of getting into the Wisconsin area, if that makes sense, because most of my business was in the Illinois area and whatnot. So I've been here since '97, but I'm just starting to get into the Wisconsin market, and I'm super excited just to meet each one of you guys and learn so much. So thank you guys so much for this time.
All right, you're welcome, Robert. Well, there was one other person. Norma was on the call. Norma, I'm not sure if are you dialed in with us right now?
Yes, Ed, I am. Yes, hi.
Hi, welcome. Norma's our administrative assistant who sits at the front desk at the chamber offices. Norma, people can find you at the front desk, I believe, correct?
That's right. Yes, they can. I'm excited to be here, and this is a wonderful program here this morning.
All right. Well, thank you. I believe we hit all the introductions at this point. Is there any other open discussion that anyone wants to have right now? We got about 7 more minutes. We do have the option to leave the phone call open until 9:30 this morning if anyone wants to have any conversations. Mike has just put in a survey form in the chat box, which will also be sent out to email through everybody. But with that, I would open it up to any final comments before we think about closing today, or if we stay on the line. Joanna.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention Kenosha Women's Network is a member of the Chamber of Commerce, and we are celebrating our 40th anniversary this year as a nonprofit organization. Kenosha Women's Network does a lot of good in the community. We have a mini grant program. We raise money during the year, and we give it out in the form of mini grants, small grants to organizations that benefit women and children in the Kenosha County area. And so if you're interested in attending this event, we're going to have a really cool speaker who does, she gives a presentation as a historical character, and the historical character is Alice Paul, who was one of the leaders of the suffrage movement in the United States. So that is coming up on the 17th of September, and you can find information about it on the KWN Facebook page.
Okay, thank you. Barbara, I saw you raised your hand.
Yeah, I would just like to say that back in 2008, our Ribic office was out at the chamber. And just from my experience is that if you are active in the chamber, you will get a lot of benefit out of it. So again, like Lou said, it's not like a gym. If you don't take action, you're not going to get anything out of it. And the chamber, the Kenosha Chamber, in the past, when I worked with other nonprofit, was excellent to work with. So kudos to the chamber.
All right. Appreciate those kind words to the chamber. All right. Anybody else have anything to add? Is there anyone interested in staying over past 9 o'clock though to talk to anybody they met today or focus on anything specific? Okay, looks like that's a no. So, all right. Well, with that, Lou, staff, Trisha, everyone involved in making this happen, membership for calling in today on a Tuesday morning. Appreciate your engagement. As you noticed, what you did today was to meet some new people, meet the chamber staff. Don't hesitate to reach out. Don't hesitate to ask for different opportunities to get involved. And as you know, the survey form will come out. Feel free to be as pinpointed and specific as possible about how the chamber can help best meet your needs. So with that, we'd like to.
I wanted to say thanks, Ed. And any feedback is appreciated. So we've done a few different kind of test groups to see what was important to people. So if you guys have any suggestions, comments, concerns, feedback, something that we didn't cover that you would like us to cover next time, please let us know, because that would just make this better going forward. So we're looking for any feedback.
Yeah, thanks to Ed. And also this whole event kind of was spearheaded by a group from Leadership Kenosha as one of their projects. And it's evolved into be a significant and valuable chamber event. We appreciate it. Thanks to Ed and the whole Leadership Kenosha team. Trisha, I know you were kind of the mentor for this, and we appreciate that too. And we look forward to seeing everybody next quarter.